the Zedd throne. Yes, Super 7 Ultimate Zedd throne. Let me tell you, I've been fighting with myself for a while. When we did the chair episode, in case you're interested, you can go back and watch that. I specifically talked about the fact that there is a picture from an artist. It is not Frank Frazetta. I meant to say it's Frazetta-esque. It is not a Frazetta image, but it's Frazetta-esque, and it's very, very cool. And I did not realize, because I want to say this picture was done in like 86 or something like that. So it's before Power Rangers. It predates Power Rangers. And it's this chair. It's this chair, except for on the parts on the edges here, there are skulls. And there is a girl sitting in the chair surrounded by two panthers, and there's like some cloth and whatnot that goes down. And it's a really, really, really cool image. And I said to myself, I have Lord Zedd. I like Lord Zedd. I wouldn't mind having the throne. This would be pretty cool. Maybe I should go ahead and buy the throne, right? So, I go ahead and I buy the throne. Or rather, I get ready to. I put my stuff down. I go online. I find it. I get the money put to the side. And I say, okay, that's it. $40. I don't necessarily love that price, but worth it for what it is. I'll get it. It'll be a one-time drop. I'll never need another one for what it's worth. We'll be set, and it'll serve multiple purposes. It'll be fine. Well, after I did that, I go to this game store. It's kind of like a third-party game store where they trade a bunch of stuff in, and it becomes like just a shop with a bunch of cool stuff. They sell action figures, music, movies, video games, all kinds of stuff. And while I'm in there, I'm walking around, and somebody just traded in like a ridiculous amount of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, I'm talking stupid. It's like aisles worth of stuff. Like, he must have come in and just traded everything that he's ever collected. Who knows? Hard times. And he just got rid of everything. So here it is, sitting on the shelf, costing only $20. And I was like, it doesn't appear to have ever been opened. It is the chair. It only comes with the chair. Like, perfect. And so I bought it. I was like, I can't pass that by. Guys, look. Zedd, and it does not, the chair does not come with Zedd, but I don't need it to come with Zedd. Lord Zedd, at least in his introduction, and even in some points after his introduction, even after they try to tone him down, is still to this day, I think, the best thing we did for Rangers. He was a truly scary thing. Like, we just got done dealing with Rita. And most of Power Rangers is fun, okay? Even regardless of how evil bad guys are, oftentimes they're fun. They're like goofy. And regardless of how evil they ever get, they never lose that slightly goofy, cheesy edge. Then came Zedd. And Zedd, in the first run, for like the first month of Zedd, they laid down a character that is still holding that legacy today. Because when you think about Zedd, oftentimes you don't think about how he got nerfed and how literally like he's lying on the floor and throwing fits and doing dumb crap and marrying Rita. Most of the time when we picture Zedd in our minds, we think about that first month. That first month of episodes. Like, he was scary. Everyone was afraid of him. He sat in this like room. He would glow red. When he first appeared, he looked like he was dead. The throne turned around, and then like all that stuff started pouring through like the cords on the outside of him, and then he like came to life, and his visor came on, and he grabbed the snake and like pulled it, and it turned into the Z staff, and ting, and he put it on the ground, and he stood up, and like he just had this really cool voice, and it seemed like everything he was doing was competent. Like, he would throw these minor fits and everything, but he was, like, cool. I remember small little details about him, like where he'd get mad and he'd slam his hand down on the railing. And if you were watching the scene when he pulled his hand away, there'd be, like, a wet spot left where he'd slammed his hand down, like almost like he was bleeding or something. Like, he was truly terrifying. He, to this day, sits in my top 5 sorcerer things of all time. He really does. Maybe that's a video. But I'm telling you, like, for the same concept that today Skeletor is looked at as this really cool villain, even though if you grew up in the 80s and you watched him, he was a dork. But, like, you don't see him that way. You see the potential of what they designed. And you see, well, those small episodes where he had a chance to, like, be what he was supposed to be. Well, that's Zedd. That's Zedd. This guy right here is the coolest thing we ever did. Ever. He's just sick, man. He's so good. I can't stress enough how different it was. How different the show felt when he showed up. He had an impact that hits even today. And now we have his chair. And I've got to see it. Let's open it. Okay. Here it is. There's the side of it. Pretty cool. I like this right in here and everything. I like the cracks and everything from what it is. When we turn it this way, we have that same kind of design that was in here. We have the 2 bird-like things, the little gargoyle-esque bird things that hang over the side that go into the bird feet. The other side, basically the same as the side that was over here. And the back has that cool Z and everything. That's really cool. And then, for what it's worth, I could see mild seams here, but nothing that's terrible. Like if I look in here, I could see the seams that separate the plastic. I could see the seams here for the most part, but nothing that like breaks the illusion. The bottom, I almost wondered if there was supposed to be batteries or something when I saw that. I was like, what is that? But no, nothing like that. It's just a solid chair. That's what it is. Did I want it to be anything else? No. It's very well designed. It's very cool. It's a chair. I have to know. So here we go. Let me get this staff, get it in his hands. Let me get him in the chair. Get his hand here. There. Took me a minute to kind of get him posed. But that is what the Lightning Collection Zedd looks like just sitting in the chair. Like, I think the Super 7 figures are a bit bigger. But I don't like how they look. The Super 7 figures for Rangers tend to have this look that feels a little cartoon to me. Not that they're bad figures. If that's something you collect, there are decent points to them. Like, you get a lot more cool things. The Green Ranger comes with all of his stuff, comes with multiple heads. He has he comes with the candle and different things like that. There is a cool reason to have those figures. There's a lot of cool detail that's brought into them. But there's the way that they do the paint and everything is very smooth and they look cartoony to me. And that kind of drove me away from that line and made me not buy any of them. But that didn't mean that I didn't like some of the extra stuff. but I believe their Lord Zedd is the littlest bit taller than their Lord Zedd. I think they run on a 7-inch scale. This runs on a 6-inch scale. But that being said, this chair, obviously, as you can see, will work for this Zedd. I see no problems here. If I want him to sit on the shelf in front of the Rangers, just looking Zedd, there he is. He does everything that I want him to do. And now, because of size and everything like that, I need to know, for that picture that I'm planning on, we're going to use my broken Tigra again. Okay, so the way that that picture works is it has her in the chair, okay, and the chair is kind of pointed this way. So once I've got her in and everything and she's put there, and there's also these two panthers on the sides of the chairs. If I did the picture right, you wouldn't even know her leg was busted. So I can get away with it, and I got to change her hands and everything like that to get her in the chair properly, but I can do it. I can make this work for that picture that I've been talking about. So this serves multiple purposes right off the bat. It's going to be a very cool display piece for the Ranger section. It's going to give Zedd a place to sit, and the Master of Evil, the Lord of all he sees, he needs a place to sit. I can do that really cool picture with the Tigra thing that I wanted to do. Like, it serves multiple purposes for me. And in the end, that is what your collection does. On a personal note, the way I collect, we've talked about this many times. I've got a video that specifically talks about it. Every single item in this room, every one of them has a story. Whether it be personal, small, or deep. And if it doesn't, if it's just a thing I bought, it won't stay here very long. Sometimes some things have big stories. Sometimes they have small stories. Sometimes they even have FOMO stories. But it's enough that until something else takes its place, it's fine to be here. And some things literally have no reasoning. They have no deeper meaning other than, I spent some money today. Those items, they don't stay in my collection very long, if they ever enter my collection at all. This is cool. Like, I think that big, evil, cool icon people, kings, lords, evil sorcerers, they gots to have cool chairs. The throne is an absolute idea to characters. Game of Thrones, the throne, the Zedd throne, like the Bone throne. King Conan has a very specific throne. The Aquilonian throne looks a specific way. Like, designing a throne can be just as important, if not even more so, than the actual person that's going to place their cheeks here. Okay? Like, these are important. Thrones tell a story, man. And this is one of the coolest ones ever designed. Ever. It fits him like a glove. It adds menace. It makes him dangerous. He's already scary. But there's something about that that you might not want to... You might want to watch what you say when you walk in the room and he's sitting there, like, watch your mouth. You might lose it. He's cool. This is cool. I very much like this.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.